This is ERi-TV. Dear viewers, welcome to English News Broadcast for this hour. I'm your reporter Bersa Batakla, and following are the major headlines for today. President Isaias met and held talks with General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. Abuna Petros gives benediction in connection with St. John holiday. At least 24 people killed in Nigeria boat accident. And Gabon promises a 2-year transition period before holding elections. On your local reports, President Isaias Afwerki today met at State House General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, chairman of Sudan's Sovereign Council, and his delegation for extensive talks on bilateral ties and peace process in Sudan. President Isaias reiterated Eritrea's views on transition to safety that it had submitted prior to the eruption of the conflict, and referred to pitfalls and complications that ensue from proliferation of initiatives. President Isaias also underlined the need for effective coordination and harmonization of the efforts. General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, for his part, appreciating for Eritrea's unambiguous stance in favor of a peaceful resolution to the situation in Sudan, expressed concurrence with the views it has submitted. The meeting was attended by Mr. Usman Saleh, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Mr. Isa Ahmed Isa, Eritrea's ambassador to Sudan on the Eritrean side, and by Dr. Gabriel Ibrahim, Minister of Finance and Economic Development, and Ambassador Ali Al-Sadiq, Minister of Foreign Affairs on the Sudan side. General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and his delegation arrived in Asmara today for one-day working visit. On arrival at the Asmara International Airport, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and his delegation were accorded warm welcome by President Isaias Afwerki. General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and his delegation departed home in the early afternoon hours of today. His Holiness Abuna Petros, Archbishop of the Eritrean Tewahedo Orthodox Church, gave benediction in connection with St. John holiday. His Reverend Abuna Petros congratulated and wished happy holiday, peace and development to the Eritrean people inside the country and abroad in general, and to the faithful in particular, as well as the Eritrean Defense Forces. His Holiness also called on the faithful to extend hands to the disadvantaged citizens. On your last local report, the Ministry of Labour and Social Welfare branch in the Southern region organized a seminar to business owners and workers in Addaye subzone on 4 September, focusing on labour law. Mr. Razana Welde Amlach, the subzone's head of labour, briefed the attendees at the seminar in great detail on the importance of a positive working relationship between employers and employees, the benefits of protecting labour contracts, and the importance of timely and effective service delivery. Desvela Hagos, labour inspector, spoke on the morals and ethics that employees should uphold at workplaces. The director of the Ministry of Labour and Social Welfare branch in the subzone, Ms. Medhanit Girmay, on her part outlined the significance of the seminar for the growth and service delivery of the social service rendering institutions, and urged workers and business owners to rigorously abide by the rules. Dear viewers, and now do stay with us for your international reports and more after the short break. Welcome back. At least 24 people have died and dozens more are missing after a boat carrying farmers to their fields in central Nigeria sank on Sunday, rescue workers said. The boat was carrying more than 100 farmers crossing the river Niger on their way to their crops on the other side when it capsized. Garba Salihu, the head of the Niger State Rescue Management Agency, said in a statement. At this stage, 24 bodies have been recovered and 30 people rescued, he said. More than 100 people must have been on board when the boat sank, he also added. The causes of the accident were not specified. According to further reports, operations were continuing to find the missing passengers. Boat wrecks on Niger's busy rivers are a frequent occurrence. They are generally due to overloaded boats, poor maintenance, or lack of safety. On today's final report, a two-year transition before the free elections promised by Gabon's new military ruler is a reasonable objective. The newly appointed Prime Minister told AFP in an interview on Sunday. The Prime Minister says during the transition that it's good to set off with a reasonable objective by saying they have the desire to see the process come to an end in 24 months so they can go back to elections. That period could end up being slightly longer or shorter, he also added. The Prime Minister was appointed last week as head of the transitional government by General Brice Oligui Nguema, who led the August coup d'etat against President Ali Bongo on Dimba. The coup happened on August 30, moments after Bongo had been declared the winner of a presidential election, which both the army and the opposition declared fraudulent. Dear viewers, and now a very quick recap of the major headlines. President Isaias met and held talks with General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. Abuna Petros gives benediction in connection with St. John holiday. At least 24 people killed in Nigeria boat accident. And Gabon promises a two-year transition period before holding elections. Dear viewers, that was it for today. Thanks for watching.